Okay. I'm gonna open up my Avatar The Last Airbender pre-release kit. Hoping to get something good. Honestly, I want the Toph card. That or that the Blue Owl. I wouldn't mind making a mono blue commander deck with them because I'm a terrible person. I am the greatest, Toph. I got the Legend of Yang Chen. Is this like a seeded booster? Is that what this is? Sorry, I did literal no preparation before this. I don't know how the pre-release works. But I guess we have a seeded pack based around Toph, Diligent Zookeeper, Toph, Blind Bandit, Unlucky Cabbage Merchant, Earth Kingdom General, Rebellious Captives, Earth Village Ruffians, Ostrich Horse. I believe that's just a chocobo. Earthbending Lesson, Barrels of Blasting Jelly, Pillar Launch, Origin of Metal Bending, Earthbending Lesson, Foggy Bottom Swamp. That's cool. I didn't know I was gonna get a seeded pack. We've got a green and black die. That's pretty dope. Okay, time to crack into our 5 play boosters. We did open a Toph, but not the Toph that I want. Giant Koi, Yip. Foggy Swamp Vinebender, Lightning Strike, Sula Always Lies, Cat Owl, Earth Rumble Wrestlers, North Pole Patrol, Tiger Dillo. I thought it said something else. Foggy Swamp Spirit Keeper, Trusty Boomerang, Agnaquella as our rare. This land enters tapped unless you control basic land. Tap for blue mana. 3 tap, draw a card, then discard a card. That's a pretty good blue land. I've got a commander deck that is certainly going into. And we got 2 foils, Mongoose Lizard, and Boiling Rock Prison, and an ally token. Fire Nation Raider, Callous Inspector, Geyser Leaper, Robaroo Troop, Ostrich Horse again, Platypus Bear, Vindictive Warden, Guru Pathic, Appa Loyal Sky Bison. I want a giant Sky Bison. Fire Navy Trebuchet, Suki Courageous Rescuer, Toph Hard-Headed Teacher. We got another Toph. Still not the Toph that I want. Southern Air Temple in foil, and then another Boiling Rock Prison. If we open enough Tophs, eventually we're gonna get the one we want, right? Ooh. I like the bear token. Porcupine, Canyon Crawler, Rowdy Snowballers, Razor Rings, Rocky Rebuke, Treetop Freedom Fighters, Barrels of Blasting Jelly, Iroh's Demonstration, Seismic Sense, Heartless Act. That's a good reprint. Invasion Reinforcement, Earth King's Lieutenant, Green and white for a 1/1 trample. When this creature enters, put a +1 on each other ally. Whenever another ally... Okay. Solid card for an ally deck. Kyoshi Warriors. And the Meditation Pools. That is really pretty. Got Waterbending Lesson, Glider Kids, Turtle Duck, Yuyan Archers, Beetle-Headed Merchants, Zuko's Exile, Pretending Poxbearers, Glider Staff, Jet Freedom Fighter, Allies at Last, Judy, one of many. This card looks pretty interesting. Iroh, Grand Lotus. Might have to build a commander deck for that one. Price of Freedom. And then a Plains. I don't think we've gotten any of the Apple lands, which is kind of sad. One more pack. Time for the last pack magic. Rough Rhino Cavalry. Corrupt Court Official. First Time Flyer. Airbending Lesson. Pillar Launch. Cycle of Renewal. Messenger Hawk. Dragonfly Swarm. Another Toph. Toph the Blind Bandit. I think that's her second one of those. Benevolent River Spirit. Tundra Tank. Bossing Say. Enters tapped unless you control basic land. Taps for green. 3 tap. Earthbend 2. That's pretty good. Firebending Lesson. And Sunblessed Peak. And an ally token. Okay, I'll be back in a moment with the deck. Just give me a moment to build it. Okay, so this is the deck that I ended up with. As you can see, I've got a pretty good number of creatures. I actually have too many creatures and spells, so I'm gonna ask for y'all to put down in the comments what cuts you think I should make. Starting off with the 1-drops, we've got Turtle Duck as our only creature as a 1-drop. And then we've got 2 copies of Barrels of Blasting Jelly and Firebending Lesson. So those are good removal spells. We've got Seismic Sense to help us dig for some extra land, since this deck is pretty heavy on the Earthbending. For the 2-drop slot, we've got Platypus Bear, Rebellious Captives, and Unlucky Cabbage Merchant as creatures. And then we have a slew of spells. Price of Freedom, Origin of Metal Bending, Rocky Rebuke, Lightning Strike, and Iroh's Demonstration. Mostly removal spells. I did have a pretty good removal package, so possibly could cut some of those. We've got in the 3-drop slot, Orcupine, Earth Village Ruffians, 2 copies of Toph the Blind Bandit, 2 copies of Ostrich Horse. So we've got some redundancy in finding lands and also in the Earthbending itself. And then we've got a copy of Cycle of Renewal as our only 3-drop spell. And then we have the 4-drops. We have Fire Nation Raider, Diligent Zookeeper, which I think that one is a pretty cuttable. I don't know if we have enough multi-type creatures to really keep it around. We've got Toph, Hard-Headed Teacher, which is a great Earthbending card, especially with all the removal spells we have. We've got a copy of Earth Kingdom General, a Guru Pathic, and Earth Rumble Wrestlers. And then we have 2 copies of Earthbending Lesson, which Earthbending for 4 seems pretty good in this format. And then one thing to note is there is a couple of split cards in the deck, specifically the Guru Pathic and the Platypus Bear, that have the hybrid mana cost of green or blue. So don't be confused by that. Even though I'm not playing any blue, I can still cast those because I'm just choosing to cast them using green mana. Same is true with one of our few 5-drops here, Jet Freedom Fighter. It's got the hybrid red and white mana, so I'm planning on casting it for 2 and then triple red. Another 5-drop we have is the Rough Rhino Cavalry. And then we have a copy of Suko's Exile as a good removal spell costing 5 mana. And then our only 6-drop in the deck is going to be the Mongoose Lizard. So yeah, like I said earlier, let us know down in the comments what you think I should cut from this deck. I think I've got about 30 cards in front of me, maybe a little more. So there's definitely a lot of cuts that need to take place. Let me know your opinions on what you think I can do to make this the best pre-release deck possible. And I'll see you guys in the next video.